career. You can see the minutes are the same. The points, sure, he's down 7.
The Wizards, Christian Laettner, Michael Jordan, and Jahidi White up front.
Of his athletic ability and his strength. Nick, give me.
All right, 18 points last night to move to within less than the 2-game deficit they have with New Jersey in the Atlantic Division. Underway, and we want to welcome those watching in Canada on TSN. Controlled by Washington. Hamilton. And Michael Jordan hits the first shot on the turnaround.
That was beautiful. They ran Michael up the lane off of a double screen. When the pass was not there, he just reversed, went right back down the lane, and Matt Harpling was trailing.
Aaron McKee, who will come off the bench when Eric Snow comes back in action. Here is Derek Coleman with a drive and a feed to Mutombo on the baseline.
Yeah, that's one of the big pluses of Derek Coleman. He's an outstanding passer in traffic. Never mind the 15 points and the 10 rebounds. See, he'll make the play. And these two guys.
I thought it was Up with People, and we had a big Super Bowl
I like that.
halftime
Up with
show.
People. Ooh, are we dating ourselves?
Yeah. No, I think they come back every other year. Here's Hamilton, and Hamilton guarded by McKee. Laettner defended on the outside by the big man Mutombo, who switches off to Hamilton. 9 on the shot clock. Here's Christian Laettner, who hits. And Doug Collins says if he is into the game, we're going to get a lot of mileage from Laettner.
Oh, you got to love him. I mean, he's shooting 48%. He's your third leading scorer on the team, and he does not force anything.
Here is Derek Coleman, defended by Laettner. Here is Iverson. And Whitney defending against Iverson. Good pass inside to Harpring, who lays it in.
Harpring is going to be a garbage man. You know that the main emphasis here will be McKee, Iverson, and then Coleman. But you have to pay attention to Harpring because he is very strong and very energetic. He's going to pick up a lot of garbage.
Michael Jordan. That's the Jordan of old with that line drive shot in which the twine hardly moved. And the Wizards lead 6-4. Jordan shooting 40% from the field. Did not go to the line last night, and he's been over 80% from there. Allen Iverson connects on his first shot of the game.
Well, Iverson's attempting 27 shots a game. He's only shooting 32%. Larry's on him because he thinks a lot of the shots are bad percentage shots. Well, let's see as we go through this year how it calms down here.
Neither team has missed yet. Both squads are 3 for 3. Michael Jordan with a fake around Iverson and try to get a rim or a foul, and got neither, and the ball will be turned over to the Sixers.
You were right on, Dick. He was looking for the foul. When he switches hands here, just watch as he goes by. He tries to avoid the defense by switching hands. He thought he was going to get the call.
Just the start of things here at the First Union Center. The Wizards beat the 76ers 90-76 back in November. They didn't have Philadelphia Allen Iverson, who now has 5 points after hitting the 3.
He's now 6 for 36 and 3. That's a nice little jump over 14%. But Lowry would just hope that he would take his game into the painted area a little more.
Michael Jordan misses, and the Sixers run it out with a 3-point lead. Nice. And here is Iverson with the jumper. Iverson is hot. He has 7 points. And the 76ers have not missed their first 5 shots from the field.
Well, I like in the early going, the big men for the Sixers are running the court hard.
A little more than 3 minutes elapsed in the opening quarter. Here is Richard Hamilton going out to Jordan, who's guarded right now by Iverson. And on the double team, the pass inside to Jahidi White, and he lays it in. So it's now, again, a 3-point game.
It's difficult in the NBA to beat a good, solid playoff team without a low post game. And Michael, we said, is the only one who is is this guy on fire?
Iverson is feeling it. He has 10 points now, hitting his second 3 of the game. And this crowd, you know, Iverson will be the first to tell you that he really hasn't played that well. You brought out a good point. This is really training camp for this ball club.
Well, you got 4 guys out there. McKee and Iverson missed the first 5 games because of surgery. And then you have Coleman and Harpring, who are 2 new guys to this team.
Jordan short on the jumper. Getting back on defense here is McKee.
Good defense by Michael.
Iverson slips. Something to that wet floor in the corner after all. And Hugh Holland's watching it closely. Iverson going in and looking for the foul, gets none. And here comes the Wizards. Hamilton pulls up for the jumper. gets his own rebound.
When you have a young team like Washington, you need the fast break points. You got to get some easy baskets.
And Richard Hamilton with his first basket, and the Sixers lead is 4. 76ers have won 4 of their 6 home games. The loss to Toronto on Sunday was the first time they had allowed 100 points in a game. And Hubie chronicled their outstanding defense down the line. In our open, here is Iverson. He's been hot and remains so. Iverson now, a 2-point basket, now has 12 points on 5 for 6 from the field.
So much for making an issue over he's shooting 32%.
Just going up a few points.
Yes, right. Well, we know he's right at the top of the league as one of the all-time great street shooters.
And McKee intercepts Richard Hamilton's pass. Feeds Coleman. And you're right, Hubie, the big guys are running the floor.
Now, Coleman has been out on every single transition break, and that's impressive.
And a timeout called by the Washington Wizards from the field. And the transition basket by Coleman. And it's 18-10, Philadelphia will be
probably abuse it in a trade matter.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's go back to Dickie and Hubie.
Here is Hamilton driving in for the layup, and Geiger had degenerative arthritis in both knees, and so he retired. And what area do you think that the Sixers would need a bolster?
Well, talking to Larry Brown, he'd like to get somebody possibly at the small forward position or a quality guy at power forward or center. But we all know that there are so limited amount of people out there at that 4 and 5. But they're looking for a guy who can back up that small forward who can defend.
Michael Jordan, who has taken about half of the Wizards' shots. 6-point lead for the 76ers. Got off to an 0-5 start. The defending Eastern Conference champions, as Hubie mentioned, a lot of the faces familiar from a year ago are gone. But Mutombo joined the team near midseason, and he traveled in trying to get it against Jahidi White inside. So 2 former Georgetown Hoyas tangling underneath.
Yeah, he walked. There's no doubt about it. He shuffled his feet because he was banged in the hip area by White.
Whitney, the point guard. Jordan guarded by Harpring, and Leitner hitting his second in a row. So Leitner coming in to the game, averaging 10 points a game and 48%, as you mentioned. Played well against Boston in the 2 games.
Well, he'll shoot a high percentage because he's only going to take that open jump shot, and he gets it because of the double teaming of Michael Jordan.
And nearly a turnover, and a personal foul is called against Chris Whitney with 5:12 left in the first.
Now, the coaching staff here in Philadelphia would like to see the perimeter people look inside more in their offensive sets. Look for Coleman, look for Mutombo. In the early going, they're missing them in the early post-up pick. And you never like to do that because your big guys are your heart and soul of your defense.
Here is Mutombo with the hook shot, and in and out, the rebound by Leitner. And you're right, you've always preached this because they run, they do a lot of work. You got to really reward them.
Hey, they take care of the boards. That's why you're a plus 4.5. They shot block and they cover for you.
Leitner driving in, lost control, and it is out of bounds off the bottom of the basket, turned over to Philadelphia.
I like what Shaq said last year, early in the year. If you want the big dog to protect the front porch, then you must feed the big dog. Right on the money.
Right, yeah.
Right on the money.
He's the big dog. And the other point is that if you take the shot up before, you let the big men get underneath, you're not going to get second and third shots, the rebounds, the offensive board.
You always want to reward the big people when they run, and you want to reward them when they make a good move. They set a screen, now they reverse and pin their man, and they're wide open. Get them the ball and let them work, because then they'll give it to you at both ends of the floor.
Chris Whitney picking up his second foul, goes out of the game, and Tyronn Lue, the former Laker, comes in, and everyone, of course, remembers Lue and Iverson and the job that Tyronn Lue did on Allen Iverson briefly and in spurts in the NBA Finals. He's on him right now, and Iverson steps back and nearly hits this crowd into it. Harpring follows, and Mutombo is tied up. So what has gotten this crowd into the game is the duel between Lue and Iverson, and Lue fell down trying to defend last year's MVP. Allen Iverson.
Now, to be fair to Lou, Lou has been on the injured list, has missed 7 games. This is his first game back.
Now, who will win this jump? Lou at 6 feet or Mutombo at 7'2"?
Main thing right now is you're Washington, you want to cut the tap off.
And it's won by the 76ers, and Iverson hitting the three. Allen Iverson now with 15 points, and the 76ers lead now by 7.
Well, that's always the best way, to silence everyone, and that is just to get the first big one right in the face of the defender.
Leitner looking inside for a cutter. Jordan being defended well by Aaron McGee, who's an outstanding defender. And now the double team with Harpring coming over. Lou with the fake on Harpring. Short on the jumper, but Leitner cleans up for the hoop.
Now with Michael being played by McKee, we should see Jordan go into the post area. That will force the double teaming, and it will open up the perimeter people.
Wizards hanging in there, down by 5 with nearly 3.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Jahidi White.
Record held by Hersey Hawkins. By the way, Dano Barros is 3rd, and our own Charles Barkley 4th in that list.
All right. Thank you very much. Derek Coleman had the ball slapped away. As we mentioned, Brendan Haywood, the rookie from North Carolina, drafted by the Cavaliers, traded to Orlando, and now with Washington, gained the 7-foot rookie from Carolina.
Yeah, they're looking for big things from him. Maybe he has good hands. He can score in the low post, and he can rebound. Last night was his first game. He missed the first 12 games.
And he defends against Mutombo, who's called for traveling for the second time.
You're going to see Mutombo down in here working. You notice no double team down inside. Now, that was an excellent shot block. Now, at the University of North Carolina, he retired with not only the highest field goal percentage, but also the shot blocking title.
And another Tar Heel, Michael Jordan, sits down, replaced by Hubert Davis, who also attended the University of North Carolina. Davis, welcome addition after being activated on Thanksgiving Day. Tyronn Lue and Harpring, who, by the way, playing with a sprained right thumb. Coleman is not 100% either. And the drive that time by Lue, and Iverson all over him. And that was Iverson, and Haywood driving in has it deflected and blocked by Mutombo. Fast-paced game right now. Harpring on the deck after missing the jump shot. And Richard Hamilton finally hitting the jumper to bring the Wizards to within 3.
Now, this unit out on the floor, this is what they must do. It's got to be a quicker pace for Washington, force the break, and force Philadelphia to execute transition defense.
And there's the pass down low to Mutombo. Now Leitner is defending him.
And you're going to see it right here. See, they're saying that he's keeping. See, if the arm is bent, everything is okay. But as he backs in, he straightens the arm out and he pushes.
Sixers scoring 2 points, and Raja Bell, in his second year from Florida International, who made a splash in the playoffs, replaces him. And Leitner trying to defend against an entry pass to Derek Coleman is called for his second in the last minute.
Well, Leitner is not going to allow Coleman to get on the spot. And what he wants to do is trying to play him on the top side and root him out. Now, naturally, he's going to come out of the game right now. Popeye Jones will come in and replace him.
So Doug Collins with the learning curve with a lot of young players on this team, and Michael Jordan. Leitner and Collins discussing things. And Popeye Jones coming into the game. Jones, the leading rebounder for the Washington Wizards, and playing very well thus far.
Well, he gives it to you at both ends of the floor. He's a very intelligent player.
On the road, and a tough stretch here because they've got Miami on the road on Friday. You can say, well, Miami's behind them in the standings, but there are no gimmies for a team like the Wizards. And then Orlando at home on Saturday. So a tough stretch. 4 games in 5 nights, losing last night in Cleveland. Here is Hamilton, and he draws the foul, and Coleman picks up his first. Now go against the Sacramento Kings, and then on TNT start Toronto at Milwaukee on TNT. So 3 attractive games coming up next week on Turner Sports.
Oh, yes. Bad pass.
Bad pass thrown by Derek Coleman, who says, my fault, to Raja Bell.
Yeah, Raja Bell changed direction, Dick, and he opened up in the corner, but Coleman had already committed himself. Washington has two major pluses. They're first in the league in foul shooting percentage at 81%, and they are only committing 13 turnovers a game. So they do take care of the basketball, so they do get a lot of shot attempts. The main thing is to shoot a higher percentage.
They don't have the team speed, and they need more of the offense, and the defense too is a problem, which is why a team is 3-10. Under 2 minutes remaining in the first, the Sixers lead the Wizards 23-20. Davis guarded by Raja Bell. Trap goes out now to Tyronn Lue. 8 on the shot clock. Hamilton firing over Bell. And Popeye Jones coming out to keep it alive. Good hustle play by Jones. And Hubert Davis hitting the three. And it is now tied at 23. So coming back from an 8-point deficit are the Washington Wizards.
Hubert Davis is on fire. He's right near 50% in threes.
Former. The personal foul was on Tyronn. 2 free throws by Allen Iverson, who has 17 first quarter points. Philadelphia by a pair. 76ers trying to go to 8-6 on the year. They have won 7 of their last 8. Here is Lue in traffic. The one-handed looper, good, and we are tied again.
Now tonight, Washington, they're running off some beautiful half-court sets. They're getting the guys open, and tonight they're making the shots. It's nice to see, because what that does with young people, then they continue that energy kick for you, and you're going to get probably a good 48 minutes out of them.
Aaron McKee has not scored in this quarter. Here is Iverson unleashing another three, way off the mark. And Mutombo gets the rebound, and the foul is called. So Allen Iverson, who has hit 3 from downtown. Mutombo's free throw.
Put the guy on the line again for another attempt.
Derek Coleman leaves the game, replaced by Michael Ruffin, who was signed last Friday. He spent 2 years with the Chicago Bulls and a player. And there the 76ers getting the ball. On the turnover, Aaron McKee, very tenacious defender, has his shot blocked by Haywood. And trying to control it is Ruffin, loses it out of bounds. And the Wizards get it back, and they can play for the last shot of the quarter.
Main thing right now is watch this full court pressure now. Get yourself set up and get a high percentage shot.
27-25, the Sixers lead, and the Wizards trying to at least tie it up before this quarter is history. Hubert Davis controlling in the backcourt. And with Lue and Hamilton, a smallish team, and time running down now. Tyronn Lue in traffic, double team, and does not get the shot off as the period ends. And you call it, they were in the backcourt too long. Dilly-dallying.
That was tied up.
So Allen Iverson with 17 of his is that the Wizards outscored the Sixers 9-6 with Michael on the bench.
Well, yeah, like we say, you play in spurts. That's how the league is played. The main thing is can you be consistent over the 48 minutes?
Aaron McKee with Allen Iverson, Michael Ruffin, Raja Bell in there, and Dikembe Mutombo, and driving in as the ball lost to the Wizards. Iverson looking for the foul, claiming that he was held.
Yeah, he was all hot, but they could have called an offensive foul.
Trying to gamble for the steal, and guilty of the pushing foul is Iverson on Tyronn Lue. That is his first.
Not, no doubt about it. Allen is very upset. He blew by Lue, but he ran right into the chest of that defender.
Brendan Haywood with Popeye Jones. Lue, who gets the jumper with Davis and Hamilton.
He can do that. He's outstanding at splitting a track and getting into the painted area, and he has that 8 to 10 foot game that you've got to play him.
And of course, a member of a world championship team. Here is Mutombo working against Haywood and hits the floor, and now traveling call. Yeah, Haywood is holding his own against the big guy Mutombo, who travels for the third time.
Well, you see, just watch how he hooks him right there. So they could have called an offensive foul. So rather than call an offensive foul on him, they call a travel. Mutombo cannot be upset with that. Now, he definitely walked on the previous one that he complained about, and there he should have been called for a foul.
Minute gone by, no look pass, and blocking is Mutombo. He blocked Haywood shot, and here comes Allen Iverson firing away and hitting. I don't even think Allen Iverson took a look at that basket before he let it go.
And excellent call, Dick, because he was fading. He was definitely fading to his left.
19 for Iverson. Sixers by 2. Hamilton off the front rim. And fighting Iverson for the loose ball.
I like the pace. I like what both teams are getting offensively. And it's been very exciting.
Here is Aaron McKee, the double team. Getting into Ruffin. And Ruffin going in with the left-handed hook. Mutombo with the offensive rebound. And the Wizards, Popeye Jones, will be called for the loose ball foul. That will be Jones' second as Michael Jordan comes back into the game. As we told you, Jordan playing 31 minutes last night, the second fewest. And checking in Kwame Brown, the other #1 pick, in fact, the #1 pick, out of Glenn Academy High School in Georgia. Missed 4 games with a sprained ankle.
Well, he's only getting 18 minutes a game. Everybody is down on him, but you have to have patience. He's 19 years of age. He's learning terminology. He's learning how difficult it is to play 4 games in 5 nights against outstanding talent.
Speedy Claxton, who was injured all of last year, the #1 pick out of Hofstra, but healthy this year, has come in the game, and Allen Iverson is fouled by Lou, who picks up his second. So Harpring and Claxton join Derek Coleman, who has come in, as Ruffin and Iverson remain in there. Harpring will inbound. Speedy Claxton had a torn ACL and missed all of last season. He is the backup point guard, and Claxton beating Matt Harpring with a fake on Jordan. Throws up the air ball. Ruffin does a good hustle job, allowing Iverson to hit from the corner. A 2-point basket, and Iverson already to 21.
Whenever you play Philadelphia, you must remember they are an outstanding offensive rebounder.
And Ruffin is, Larry Brown says, a Sixer type of player.
And they love him. 6'8", 240, bangs, can defend 3 positions. They like what he brings to the table.
And they're going to call Hubert Davis with the offensive foul, trying to drive against Claxton. So the 76ers leading by 4.
Right now, with Claxton and Iverson on the floor at the same time, you've got to go down inside and post one of the two. Whoever has the advantage, you've got to go down in there and make it happen.
Claxton in the lane, and a loose ball foul called against the Wizards. And that will be against Kwame Brown. And Kwame Brown, who is 6'11", and they're talking about using him more and more at small forward.
Well, they feel that he has so much to learn in the post. He's really not a back-to-the-basket player. He is more comfortable facing. But you can see right now, since Ruffin has come into the game, 3 offensive rebounds already in a short period of time.
Iverson has the ball taken away, and a good defensive play by Hubert Davis. Nearly 3 minutes have gone by in the second quarter. Wizards have lost 9 of their last 10. But Collins says that some way we've got to find a way to get 2 wins out of this streak. Lou changes hands and lays it in. Tyronn Lue, activated tonight, has 6 off the bench.
Yeah, that's out of the triangle offense. When the wingman hits the corner and he cuts to the baseline, he had half a step on his man.
Iverson with a good pass to Coleman, who's fouled inside. Chris Whitney has replaced Tyronn Lue in the...
Averages 15 points, 10 rebounds, shoots 80% on the line, and he's a quality passer. He really has a high IQ of how to play.
We've seen exhibits of that tonight. 33-29, the Sixers lead. Davis looking for Michael Jordan, who's sandwiched. Ball away by Jordan. Tough shot at any age, and Michael Jordan now with 6.
Now that time they ran the triangle. They caught Michael as a flash forward. Now, he could have passed off to the cutter. Instead, he wheels and shoots right in your face.
And they're going to call the blocking foul, but I saw Coleman.
A call. Watch this. There it is right there. See, that's an offensive foul. That's
or more. 2 fouls on Haywood. And want to remind you, and you know the way they think Haywood will develop. He will be getting a lot of the calls as time goes on. Here's some backcourt pressure.
Yeah, this is smart. After foul shots, Philadelphia is famous for that. They love to come down the floor after. Oh, you can't miss those.
Knocked out of bounds, and
there's a weak shot. Weak shot by Brown.
Doug Collins off yelling at Kwame Brown. He is concerned about the team's energy. That has been a keynote for him. He understands that he's got players, young players that need to develop, and that it could be a long season for a team that won 19 last year. Here is Speedy Claxton hitting a two-pointer, and the 76ers open up a 5-point lead.
Claxton can score, Dick. When he was the starter, when Iverson and McKee were out, he averaged 17 points and shot 50%. He's an excellent defender, and he can shoot well for you. But he's having a little difficult time adjusting coming off the bench.
And Claxton trying to stay with Hubert Davis. And Claxton fouls Davis.
Hubert Davis is not going to beat anyone off the dribble. We know that he's playing with bad knees. He's never been quick with the dribble. But what you can do is run him into the post or back screen for him and send him down into the post.
Here's Davis from the outside, and Claxton will pick it up in the corner. 5-point Sixer lead. Biggest lead was Philadelphia by 8 in the first quarter, and the Wizards came back to tie it up. Here's Derek Coleman out to Claxton. Touch pass to Harpring, and the rebound by Chris Whitney.
You got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing and forcing. There you go.
All right, to Kwame Brown, the no-look pass, and Whitney penetrating to the top of the key finds Kwame Brown for his first points of the game.
Every time Washington pushes in the transition game, something good happens.
Iverson getting by Whitney, and this time the rebound taken down by Kwame Brown. Very difficult, as we remember, from the likes of Kevin Garnett to come out of high school and be thrust into the NBA. Here is Jordan, defended by Harpring. Repost to Jordan, the turnaround, and it spins away. Haywood knocks it out of bounds, and they say it's last touch by Ruffin. And the lead is 3, and the ball knocked out of bounds. Michael Jordan has 6 points. Hamilton still the leading scorer with 8. And the Philadelphia foul on the Claxton.
I like Larry Brown's definition of Claxton. He loves the defense. He loves his savvy. He loves the fact that he can score. And you know that he's going to get better, especially since he sat out 1 year with that ACL operation.
And he averaged 17 points and 55% shooting when he was a starter when Iverson was out, and got a little bit timid when he came back, so he has to be more assertive. And there you see Brendan Haywood called for traveling.
Well, remember now, this is his second game, and he missed a ton because of his injury. Now, the main thing with him, as you can see, the pass caught him by surprise. He absolutely had no idea what to do with the ball.
Halfway through the second quarter, Coleman out to Claxton. Ruffin fighting and Harpring. So that was, again, Michael Ruffin doing the little things that you don't see in the box score.
That's the second offensive rebound where Ruffin just banged Kwame Brown, who had inside position, and Kwame Brown lost possession of the ball.
Trying to make the jump, as many have lately, from high school to the NBA, and we have some comparisons, Hubie.
Well, you can see the three that everyone wants to compare him to. Bryant and Garnett all handle the ball much better than Kwame Brown. They have got to find a position for this guy. Doug is telling you and I before the game that they'd like to play him at small forward because he likes to play out on the perimeter. Now we're
picking up the foul. Michael Jordan on the free throw line. If Jordan makes it, and he does. So Michael Jordan, who did not go to the free throw line last night in the loss to the Cavaliers, makes his first trip to the stripe, and the lead is down to 3 for Philadelphia. Derek Coleman, defended by Brendan Haywood. They go out to Claxton, penetrating and shooting over Whitney, and the rebound taken down by Jordan. Harpring trying to stay with Jordan. Very pesky defender is Harpring, and Jordan goes right through everybody. A picture move by Michael Jordan, who has 10.
Well, the hesitation dribble definitely suckered Harpring into stopping. and then Michael just put on the afterburner.
So the lead now 1. So the Wizards hanging in there against the defending Eastern Conference champions, whom they've already defeated earlier this year. Derek Coleman with the jumper. He has 9.
Well, you must play him out there. Derek Coleman can make the 3. He's a great 18 to 20-foot jump shooter, and then he can take you off the dribble.
And the Wizards making a run here with Allen Iverson on the bench for the 76ers. Here's Kwame Brown shooting over Ruffin, and Ruffin is there. So Ruffin certainly making his presence felt here. Harper going around Jordan, and the ball is knocked out of bounds, last touched by the Wizards, who bring Christian Laettner back into the game.
Keep an eye on Michael now as he gets into the middle of the floor. See, right here, he gives you a little hesitation, right? And then he makes the big move, stepping right on through.
And Jordan with 10 points. Allen Iverson and Dikembe Mutombo return to the game for the 76ers. Ruffin goes out. Harper misses the short jumper. And a chance for the Wizards. They're trailing by 3. And driving in is Jordan, held by Coleman so he doesn't get hurt.
Well, that's what you...
Coleman, second foul. Jordan makes
84% for his career. This year, 84%. It's an easy way for him to pick up more points.
Michael Jordan with 12 points, leading the Wizards. Iverson, who comes back after several minutes on the bench with 21, and it's a 1-point lead for the 76ers with under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Iverson defended by Tyronn Lue.
To clear out.
A reprise of last year's NBA Finals, and Iverson beats into the basket for his 23rd points.
Laettner did not want to pick up another foul. He didn't even make an attempt to interfere with that shot.
And Tyronn Lue.
Oh, Jordan's got Iverson on.
And Coleman is out guarding Lue. That's the mismatch. Lue has to find Jordan. And Jordan with the turnaround. And the rebound by Derek Coleman. And here comes Iverson. Iverson with the long-range shot does not hit anything. And Popeye Jones picking up the loose ball for the Wizards. They can narrow the gap again. And now Richard Hamilton with 3:10 on the clock.
At $4 million exception. This is going to be a very tough team to play at playoff time in the Eastern Conference. Washington, Dick, we're seeing them run some beautiful stuff. They're shooting a nice percentage tonight.
And that's off Jordan's foot.
Main thing right now for them is, can they continue to improve defensively in this game tonight and bring the Philadelphia shooting percentage down? Stop giving second shot attempts.
There's Coleman backing in, and I think he lost it off his foot out of bounds. So they're playing footsie out there. First Jordan and then Derek Coleman. And the Wizards trailing by 3 with under 3 minutes to go. But I'll tell you what, from what we've seen of Haywood and Brown, it looks like they've got something there. They're raw.
Definitely, and there's no doubt about it that Haywood has really got outstanding talent because he can catch. The main thing is can he score? Because the shot blocking, rebounding, and catching the ball will be fine. But now he's got to get confidence to develop a low post game.
Michael Jordan's jumper, 14 for Jordan. 10 here in the second quarter, and again it's a 1-point lead for the 76ers. Here's Iverson, and Iverson coming up, and it's now again a 3-point game, so it's fluctuated between 1 and 3, and a 25-point effort in the first half for Iverson. What a half for him.
That was so hard to do, Dick. He stopped on the dime, made it look easy as the defender went right past him.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. Jordan with a fake over Harpering and a foul.
To work extremely hard. You're going to see. He's not getting beat off the dribble. He's forcing Michael into a lot of spin stuff. But now that was a great old-time move by Vince. It's amazing how many times he gets fouled.
Jordan had 18 points last night, and he has now scored the last 10 Wizards points to once again, sounds like a broken record, bring them to within 1. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. Speedy Claxton with Iverson. Ruffin is back in the game. He did a terrific job off the bench earlier. Hamilton might have gotten a piece of it on one end, but Coleman rebounds the miss.
Another offensive rebounding score. And the reason is because 3 guys went over to pick up Iverson. That opened up Coleman on the opposite side of the rim.
So the Sixers with 7 offensive rebounds in this first half. And here's Jordan backing in against Aaron McKee and hits the jumper. A line drive laser for Michael Jordan, who has 18.
He's got the feel right now. And also, he's being played now by Aaron McKee, where he has at least a couple of inches on McKee.
1:05 remaining in the first half. And Iverson double-teamed and held. No bang
at 12.5 a game. On him, the great speed, the explosion off the dribble, and then the ball handling ability to change direction on a dime.
Last year's MVP and the leading scorer at 31 points a game. It's 48-45. Hubert Davis checking in for Tyronn Lue with under a minute remaining in the first half. 10 on the shot clock for Washington. Jordan picks up the bobble and hits the shot. No matter. Michael Jordan now with 20 points, 16 here in the second quarter, keeping the Wizards virtually even with Philadelphia. And Iverson defended by Popeye Jones and Hamilton, and it's last touched by the Wizards. So Michael Jordan scoring the last 14.
You're going to see the double screen right there for Michael Jordan. And they've been running that at least 4 times for him during the half. He can go on the top of the circle or catch down the baseline.
Speedy Claxton, and it's 50-47. It's been 1 or 3. The Sixers lead, slim as it is. And finally a timeout, 20-second timeout. For the last 14 Wizards points, they trail by 3.
Until Philadelphia shows you that they can stop it.
Michael Jordan has taken 2 layups, has connected on 1. The rest have been jump shots for his total of 20 in the first half. Already 2 more than he scored last night. 8 on the shot clock. Differential of about 3 or 4 seconds. Jordan, short, picked up by Hamilton, batted away by Coleman. And now the 76ers with seconds remaining in the first half. Iverson fires a 3 and misses at the horn. Leading the Philadelphia 76ers, but Michael Jordan countering with 20 to keep the Wizards within 3 as we send it out to Craig Sager.
Well, Derek, you got 11 points, you're up by 3, but I don't think you're happy with where you guys are playing, are you?
No, I think we can play a little bit better on defense. I think we let Mike take too many shots. Another thing is the second half that we got to concentrate more on. Once we get the ball, just get out on the break and run a little bit more.
With the inexperience they have in their front line with Hayward and Brown, you've only taken 3 shots. Why?
Well, Allen's hot right now. I mean, I was told a long time ago, if a guy has a hot hand, you keep going to him until the well runs dry. So he's still on fire. We're going to keep going to him.
All right, thanks, Lance. Back to Dick and Huey.
Guys, good tempo, good ball movement, okay? Good ball movement, all right? And every time they've come out of a timeout, they've run a pick and roll and a dive or a flare. So be aware. Guys, stay on the boards. Turn over, let's keep it to a minimum, get ourselves back. Tempo is going to be real vital, okay? Let's not give him any easy scores.
Down through the years, Sam Jones and Hal Greer a long time ago, Larry Bird and Julius Erving. Tonight, it's Jordan and Iverson. And there they, we talk about the 2 big scorers, but they're always those the supporting players. Michael Ruffin, for example, and the job he did, one of the supporters of both teams in the first half. Iverson with McKee, Mutombo, Harpring, and Coleman for Philadelphia. And here is Matt Harpring. Gets Jahidi White in the air, and it's tipped in Mutombo.
You like to see that. You have a mismatch. No way can Aaron McKee not go down inside and punish you when you have that difference in a mismatch. Then, when you double team, it opens up the offensive rebounding.
Richard Hamilton and Christian Laettner, Chris Whitney, Michael Jordan, and Jahidi White for the Wizards. Laettner misses the first Washington shot of the second half. Aaron McKee, who will revert to a role player. He was the 6th man of the year last year in the NBA when Eric Snow comes back. And there is Iverson driving in, has his shot blocked inside, and it was blocked by Michael Jordan. Here is Laettner, 3-on-1, and
great steal.
McKee steals the ball. The Wizards had a 3-on-1 opportunity, and McKee driving to the basket, gets it and is fouled. Want to talk about a reversal of fortune.
Well, we say it all the time. When you miss an opportunity at one end, you miss a layup, a dunk, or a quick turnover like that, in the NBA, they score within 4 seconds. And this is just a great anticipation here, and then a strong move by McKee. At the one end, It was a 3-on-1. He intercepts the pass, and at this end, he has a chance now for a three-point play. Went to the basket strong.
McKee's first points of the game, but he has done a terrific job defensively with 3 steals. He has had 5 rebounds and 5 assists. One of the linchpins of this Philadelphia ball club that reached the finals last year. Hamilton knocking into a defender. Mutombo comes down and now to Iverson, has the ball knocked away from him by Chris Whitney. Jordan gets it back to Whitney, who's wide open and hits.
Interesting. On the break, when Washington gets out and pushes, they've been very successful. And then if they don't get it in the initial surge, they're getting it in the secondary break phase of it.
55-49, the Sixers lead. A little more than a minute and a half of elapsed here in the third. And here is McKee guarded by Hamilton. McKee looking for the touch here in the third quarter. Misses the short turnaround jumper. It's in the hands of Michael Jordan. Jordan, crossover, and Mutombo the rebound.
He has no problem getting his shots off in the majority of times, and that's why we say him. When he's averaging 25 shot attempts a game, people are saying, well, he's getting some block. Well, in the closing 3 to 4 minutes, some nights he does get a shot blocked. And we say that is because of the tendonitis in the knee, which you can see the wrap on, and naturally the elevation is not as high as it used to be.
Kings at 8 p.m. and then TNT. It'll be the Raptors and the Bucks on a special 9 p.m. start. Loose ball, and Hamilton picks it up for the Wizards. 7-point Philadelphia lead. Largest lead either team had was the Sixers leading by 8 in the first quarter. Ever since then, it's been within a handful. Here's Leitner with a wild shot, but White is there to clean up.
Now that's a field goal for the centers at Washington, and you're just saying, well, what's the big deal? Well, between the centers, that is their second field goal. Okay.
So it is a big deal.
Yes, it is.
Iverson loses the ball, and here come the Wizards. Here is Whitney. He's got Hamilton on the wing, fakes it, and it's batted up and by Coleman. Derek Coleman gets the defensive play. Here is Iverson, this time trying to find Harpring inside, and there's a foul against the Wizards.
Excellent defensive play by Coleman. You're going to see right at the right of your screen. He was running down on that break. 2-on-1 advantage. Coleman comes right into the picture and has an opportunity for a shot block.
That last foul was called against Jahidi White, his third. So Coleman, not everything he does is in the box score, with good passing earlier, has 11 points in the game.
You know, already this year, Dick, averaging 18 a game, right at 9 rebounds. He's doing what they want. He's getting in better shape.
Matt Harpring from the corner. Matt Harpring with 7 points. And the Sixers lead 58-51, trying to make it 8 out of their last 9.
Well, you've got to guard this front line. There's no doubt about it. Harpring can score, plus he gets a lot of garbage in getting to the glass and running without the ball. And then Mutombo and Coleman must pay attention.
Michael Jordan in the air gets fouled by Matt Harpring.
Keep an eye on Harpring there on that curl. You're going to see him now. He's going to, now as he comes out on this side, Doug Collins and the coaching staff are all upset. They figured that he pushed off with that forearm.
Wants to keep his minutes down to 32-34. He had been over 40 minutes in the previous 5 games before the game against Cleveland.
Not tonight.
No.
He's already been to the line 8 times now. He's in a nice flow.
Not tonight getting the 30 minutes.
There you go.
He'll be up to 40. Oh, wide open. Coleman and Whitney getting the long rebound. Here's Michael Jordan. Gets by Iverson. And the foul called against the Wizards. Jordan wanted that jumper. It was open. And instead, White picking up his 4th.
Washington must be careful. You're pushing the ball. You're getting some nice, good looks at the basket. What you need is a little luck. You got to get on a little run here right now. Make these open shots. Because by pushing the ball, you definitely have had an advantage every time. Whether it's 2-on-1, even 3-on-2, 4-on-3.
White goes to the bench with 4 fouls and replaced by Brendan Haywood, who played 11 minutes and did not score in the first half. Double team and an errant
Nice.
Play by McKee, and Hamilton will get an easy stuff. So Richard Hamilton now with 10 points. He had a long drought at 8 in the first quarter. And the Wizards creeping closer, down by 4.
Well, the Wizards defensed that last play perfectly. They did a great job on their rotations.
Here's Iverson in traffic, feeding Mutombo, loses the ball, picked up by Coleman, and he can't convert. Michael Jordan looking down court, finally finds Hamilton, and here is Whitney, tough three-point shooter if he gets the chance. Jordan open, and he misses. So Michael Jordan now is 0 for 3 here in the third quarter. He had 20 in the first half.
Oh, it's a big mismatch. You got to get there quick.
McKee for 3. And there is Mutombo fighting for the loose ball and stays in bounds, only to see his pass intercepted by Jordan. And here is Hamilton missing the layup at the other end. Opportunities galore going by the boards for both teams. Here is Iverson. And good hustle by Brendan Haywood to get the ball away from Mutombo.
I say he's a big presence, Dick. He's over 7 foot, you know, and he has about 250 pounds on him legit.
Jordan driving against Harpring. He got a step on Matt Harpring. And Michael Jordan with his first basket of the third quarter, now with 23.
What I like about his game tonight, meaning Michael, is that he's attacking the rim. And he's going to it. He's already been on the line 8 times. That opportunity right there, Harpring did not want to pick up a foul.
The 3 missed by Iverson, and now the Wizards looking to tie it up. Here is Hamilton driving in and does.
No.
And so the Washington Wizards, who are down by 7, have tied up Larry Brown's club at 58-58, and nearly 6 minutes remaining in the third.
That's why I keep saying, keep pushing, because there's no doubt about it, Philly's transition defense is not, they're not working at their game tonight.
And normally that's their trademark.
That's right.
Here is Iverson forcing the shot over Whitney, and the rebound by Hamilton. The Wizards looking to take the lead. And here is Hamilton hitting the jumper. So the Washington Wizards, taking their first lead since early in the game at 6-4, have forced Larry Brown to call a timeout.
To shoot a high percentage. The players will accept it if he shoots a high percentage, but not if he continues at 32% for the year.
That question asked by Pat Croce, who was practicing for his work on the pregame show on NBC's telecast, the former owner of the 76ers, now asking Hubie Brown, and I'm glad I said intelligent question.
Dick, you know, when you look at it, just think a second. A year ago, Lynch and Hill really didn't care that much about the offensive end of the floor. But now when you add a Derek Coleman and a Harpring along with your other guys, you have more cannons here now to shoot a high percentage.
And that's where you think, as the season goes on and they start to get comfortable with one another, since a lot of them were...
Let's get the ball inside.
Did you recognize Pat Croce when he asked that? The 76ers have missed their last 7 shots, so they've gotten cold on the offensive end, and the Wizards leading now still by 2 as Mutombo misses both. Chris Whitney with Michael Jordan, Brendan Haywood, Richard Hamilton, and Christian Laettner, and that was a turnover.
I'm like Chris Whitney right now. That was definitely hit the hand of Chris Whitney. Who did it? Allen Iverson. He smacked it, and the ball went right out of bounds.
Here's the facts, ma'am. 9-0 run in the last 3.5 minutes. Sixers have missed 7 straight. Thus the Wizards lead with 4:35 to go in the third. Derek Coleman over Laettner, and the rebound taken down by Brendan Haywood.
Coleman and Mutombo in the low post have not been double teamed yet. They're playing them straight up. And like Charles Barkley brought out at halftime on the halftime show, you've got to go down in and punish these guys because they can't defend them.
Jordan inside.
Nice.
Hamilton does not get the basket. It rolled off. Coleman clearing it.
Great pass.
Michael Jordan with the Harpring smartly made the pass inside, but now with 4 minutes to go in the third, Sixers looking to tie the game. Harpring driving against Jordan. Tough basket by Matt Harpring.
Well, Harpring can score. We know in his first year in Orlando, in that short season, 50 games, he was on the first team all-rookie team.
Tied at 60. And Jordan very nearly lost his footing, recovers and hits the basket. 25 for Michael Jordan. And it's a 62-60 game.
He did the harpering right there, what he did to Russell in that famous shot against Utah in the playoff. He gave him the forearm that knocked him off stride.
And Jordan's going to be called for the pushing foul on Harpering. Yep, that will be his first.
Keep an eye on Michael now as he moves to his right. Now watch the bump. There it is, right there. There's your push. Harpering goes back with it. You think you're going to get the call? You're not going to get the call.
So Harpering on the free throw line with 3:25 remaining as the Wizards are in the penalty. The Sixers have committed only one team foul. Harpering playing with a sprained thumb, and 1 out of 2 for Matt Harpering, bringing the Sixers to within 1. So the Philadelphia 76ers have been on a roll lately, winning 7 out of 8, getting a tremendous resistance tonight by the Wizards, who come out well after being embarrassed at Cleveland last night by 19. Hamilton finds Leitner, up fake on Coleman. Here is Hamilton with the jumper. Hamilton has missed a couple of good chances.
Yeah, they've had some really nice opportunities. High percentage shot areas. The ball just has not gone down.
And Derek Coleman working his way in, has it knocked away. Michael Jordan coming in for the steal on the double team, his third of the game. Jordan gives it up to Whitney, and he has an errant shot too low on the line drive at there.
Yeah, at the other end, that was a beautiful strip by Leitner. Jordan has nose for the ball tonight. He's been doing an excellent job on the boards because Harpering is down in that painted area. So Michael has been a key rebounder tonight.
Here's Iverson. Has yet to hit a basket here, and the ball's knocked away, and Hamilton's going to get another stuff. Hamilton with 16 points, and a technical foul has been called against Chris Whitney of the Wizards.
But just keep an eye on him here now. It had to be right there because as they go down, now keep an eye on Whitney. You're going to see dunk the ball right there. Whitney is yelling right there at the referee.
When the ball was slapped out of his hand by Allen Iverson, he started complaining to the officials and never stopped complaining. They gave him a chance to calm down. When he didn't, Scott Wall said, I finally had to give him a technical, and Doug Collins also gave him an earful on the bench.
All right, Craig. Michael Jordan on the bench now, getting a breather. Speedy Claxton from the outside. Hubert Davis into the game, gets the rebound. That free throw on the technical was made by Allen Iverson, his first point of the second half. Turned it over 4 times and has yet to hit a field goal. He's looking to get on track. Leitner out to Hamilton, hitting a 3. So Hamilton, who had grown cold lately, now has 19 points, and the Wizards lead by 5. He's got 11 here in the third.
With Michael Jordan and Leitner out on the floor, if you get open, they'll get you to basketball.
So Hamilton with the Lou, Davis, Hayward, and Leitner. And Mutombo misses the windmill hook shot. And all of a sudden, the Wizards have taken over the momentum of this game here with 1:19 to go in the third.
And what you like, Dick, is that they are only getting, meaning Philadelphia, 1 shot attempt.
And Haywood getting the basket and the foul. So Brendan Haywood and this crowd here is stunned. The Washington Wizards, who already own a win over the Sixers, but that was without Iverson in the Philly lineup.
Well, you like this group because when they came in the second quarter, they outscored the bench 11-4 of Philadelphia. Now here they are again. They're playing spirited. And if you get the ball to Leitner, anytime you make your movement, somebody's open, he'll put the ball on the money.
3-point play by Brendan Haywood. And it was last touched by the Wizards. So the Washington Wizards, who are 3-10 on the year, have outscored the Sixers 23-12 here in this third quarter to take an 8-point lead.
They've already lost 3 seconds in the back court here now, so they got to get it up and over quick.
In 5. They've got to get it in 5 seconds, and they will. McKee.
That was a silly foul.
And Coleman. Cup champion Jeff Gordon will be crowned, along with a special who has played a good game as far as defense, rebounding, and all sheer hustle. Joining the club, signed Friday after playing 2 years in Chicago. So it's 70-64, 6-point game. Coleman now with 13. Tyronn Lue defended by Speedy Claxton. Under a minute to go in the third. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Hamilton. against the bigger Coleman. In and out, spins away. Here's Iverson, who does not have a field goal here in the third quarter, and now he does. His first brings the Sixers to within 4.
Well, it's the first time in a quarter that he's really attacked the rim.
Half a minute to go in the third. Tyronn Lue, no foul. Hamilton hitting the jumper. So Derek Coleman looking over, wanted a foul, a charging foul, or I should say an offensive foul, and did not get it. There's the clock remaining in the third quarter. The shot clock and the game clock virtually the same. Claxton. And Davis got a piece of it from behind. Final second. Lue gets it off, and it doesn't go. With a milling. They have not disappointed, and 55 points between them. 72-66 as we start the fourth quarter. Tyronn Lue to Davis for 3. Hubert Davis hitting a 3. And the Wizards now lead by 9, and that is the biggest lead either team has enjoyed tonight.
Hubert Davis is now 15 for 30 in threes, 50%. And Tyronn Lue gets him open because he always is blowing by his man.
Iverson, who has 30 points, missed shot inside Coleman, a couple of fakes and a basket. Good hustle and second effort by Derek Coleman.
Now that's the only area that Washington is not doing a good job. That was the 15th point scored on second shot attempt by Philadelphia.
The Wizards are certainly not lifeless and uninspired tonight.
No,
they're playing with energy. They didn't last night. Here is Davis trying to feed it inside, and the foul is called, and a technical foul on top of that. Allen Iverson. Let's see, they'll call the foul on Ruffin. And then the technical foul called on Iverson.
Also a technical foul has been called on Allen Iverson.
So Richard Hamilton will go to the line to shoot the technical.
Well, as the player blew by Iverson, then naturally the rotating defense had to come to his rescue. You've got to give a lot of credit here. Now just watch, here's your ball fake, there's your move, just blew right by him, and right there you thought from this angle that Ruffin had a clean block. But the referee was only 3 feet away, and he must have heard the hit.
Hamilton now with 22 points. Jordan leading the Wizards with 25. Tyronn Lue, defended by Speedy Claxton, leaves it open for Popeye Jones, who hits from the corner. How valuable has he been off the bench today?
You just got to love it, because Tyronn Lue has made so much happen. Bench points right now, how about 16-4 in favor of Washington?
And they got the big edge, as you pointed out, in the paint, 2-to-1 edge.
Well, in the paint, it's hard to believe, but the Wizards have outscored the Sixers 36-18 in the paint.
Turnover gives the ball back to the Wizards. So Washington playing a smart game tonight.
Well, they're making your shots. When you make your shots, it makes everything else so much easier for you.
And the first double-digit margin in the game, 10 points, and they're going to call Claxton for holding on Tyronn Lue. And this crowd now befuddled as the 76ers are being outplayed by the Washington Wizards. For Claxton, his third.
Right now, you're Larry Brown and your staff. You're just so upset with your defense because Tyronn Lue is past his man every single possession. And he's breaking down the interior defense, making good possessions, and they're making the shots.
6 assists for Lue, but they're going to turn it over now.
Yeah, moving screen.
And that'll be on Haywood. That'll be his fourth personal foul. So the Sixers get it. Early here in the fourth quarter, it's a 10-point lead for the Wizards as they try to win their fourth game in 14 starts this year. Here is Speedy Claxton. Raja Bell into the game, and he delivers with a jump shot from the corner.
You see that the defense from Washington now double-teaming Iverson.
By Claxton.
Yep.
And Lue and Iverson follows. So Speedy very well living up to his name, forcing the turnover. And now the Wizards call a smart timeout.
Good call. Good. was the highest selling sneaker in all of the business. That's kind of interesting.
Michael Jordan back into the game for the Wizards. He has scored 25 tonight. He is guarded by Raja Bell with 8 on the shot clock. And there's Jordan. And now it's a 8-point game in favor of Washington with 27 now for Michael.
They need Michael to play big from now right down the wire. They need his leadership under the pressure.
And these are the kind of games that he hoped he would be in more than he has been. Games in which the Wizards are close or ahead down the stretch. But Iverson hits the 2. Iverson with 34 now.
We'd love to see a duel from now to the end.
We've had it so far tonight, Hubie, and why not finish off this way? A little more than 3 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Bell defending against Jordan. Jordan can't get the shot off, but Lou can. And the tip by Haywood attempt, loose ball, and Popeye Jones misses a hook shot.
Yeah, Popeye's upset. He felt that he should have had that one.
And here is Iverson. And Claxton leaves it out for Coleman. Good ball movement, and Iverson steps behind the line for a 3. And Hamilton getting the long rebound. 6-point Washington lead. Under 8.5 to go in the fourth.
Washington cannot become conservative here, Jay. They have got to continue to push the ball because that's how they got the lead.
Jordan looking for the cutter, not there. His turnaround. And the rebound by Ruffin. Out to Iverson. And Hamilton was face guarding on that play, but the pass did get to Iverson. And Bell is hit by Michael Jordan. It was inadvertent. And Jordan, a pat on the back to Raja Bell. That is the first team foul against the Wizards, and it comes with 7:55 in the fourth. For Jordan, his second. Aaron McKee and Dikembe Mutombo come in, so the Sixers will have Mutombo, Ruffin, Iverson, Bell, and McKee. Ruffin trying to set a screen. Leitner out with Lou. Here's Ruffin. Lost the ball. Leitner picks it up.
Washington did an excellent job on the trap once again of Iverson off the dribble, forcing him to give the ball up.
7.5 on the clock. Lou in heavy traffic. Gets it back from Leitner. He's got a bigger Ruffin. Ruffin is 6'8". Lou is 6 feet. Lou lets go and hits a 3. Tyronn Lue hitting his first three-pointer of the game. He has 9 points to go along with 6 assists.
When he was in college, he was an outstanding three-point shooter. When he came into the league, anytime that shot is there, he is not bashful. He will take it. That's why you've got to guard him.
And the offensive foul called against Dikembe Mutombo. And the Wizards have the ball in a 9-point lead. Leitner with Lou, Hamilton, Haywood, and Jordan for Washington, trying to win only their second road game of the year. And a tough place to do it here in Philadelphia.
Remember when we put up the stat at the end of the first quarter, Philadelphia was shooting 55%. At the end of 3 quarters, it's down to 41. They are struggling to get good looks at the basket.
Ruffin knocking the ball out of bounds, and 10 on the shot clock. And Christian Leitner slowly getting up. Meanwhile, the 76ers bring in Matt Harper for Raja Bell, and Leitner is hobbling.
Yes, he is.
20-second timeout signaled by Doug Collins.
Now keep an eye on Christian at the top of your screen. See, he gets down inside here, and you can see a little bit of a collision as he drops to the floor. Now, he's obviously in pain. You can see right there, knee to knee with Mutombo.
So Christian Leitner remains in the game and gets the inbound pass from Jordan, who gets it back. Offering, defending. Jordan missing from the free throw line. And it's a 9-point Wizard lead in the Sixers. Plenty of time on the clock. Iverson firing. Steps back against Tyronn Lue. Allen Iverson had a cold spell in the third quarter, but he may be regaining that shooting eye. 36 points in the game for Allen Iverson. Jordan trapped. Now sets up the play with 14 on the shot clock. Got a Harpering all over him. And Iverson defending Tyronn Lue. 6 now on the shot clock. Lue going to the basket. In trouble. Turnaround. And the rebound, Ruffin. Sixers doing a better job of clamping down defensively on that sequence. Double on Iverson. Ruffin travels. Or the offensive foul. Which is it?
That was an offensive foul. Floor. And once you see it, they get it right back to Ruffin. As Ruffin goes, he thinks he has a...
Will be laying in wait for the Wizards who've been struggling, but that has not been the case. Washington has moved up a notch tonight. Jordan leaves it for Lue, picked up on the trap. Back to Leitner, 10 on the shot clock. Here's Jordan. In the low post, the turnaround by Michael. 29 for Jordan. And a 9-point lead again for the Wizards.
2 guys who are playing tonight, Haywood and Lue, have added quickness, rebounding, and shot blocking to this unit. And it's definitely made them a better defensive team as well as a better offensive team because Lue is always in the paint.
How about Iverson dribbling into 3 Wizards and losing the ball? And
Washington got an advantage now.
Their biggest lead was 10. There have been 8 turnovers tonight by Allen Iverson. And most of them have come in the second half. Here is Haywood to Lue. Long rebound to Iverson. They'll try to push it up. Wizards are back, however. And a good foul by Tyronn Lue. To prevent the easy basket, Lue committing the personal foul. That is the second team foul on Washington.
And they're going to take the ball out on the side. That was a smart foul by Lue. Main thing right now for Washington Wizards, you go to your main scorers. You want to get high percentage shots with this group out there for Leitner and Lue, Hamilton, and then actually Michael is the critical guy. On the double teams, can Michael find a free period to keep under pressure?
Coleman replaces Ruffin, and Iverson dribbling a la the Harlem Globetrotters. And there is McKee, and a forced, that was one of the worst possessions the Sixers have had tonight. And they're not playing inspired basketball right now.
Well, they're leaving a lot to be desired. They're getting poor percentage shots, Nick.
Jordan in traffic, out to Hamilton with the open jumper. Hamilton now with 24 points. He had 8 in the first quarter, and now he has gone wild in the second half.
Now remember, this is the team we told you. Michael Jordan is shooting 40%. 6 other guys in the rotation are in the 30s. Now tonight, they look like, hey, this is a team that's a great shooting ball tonight.
Biggest lead of the game, 11 points, and Iverson controlling, and the foul is against Tyronn Lue. That'll be the 3rd team foul, and number 5 against Lue. Well, you don't want to lose Tyronn Lue because he has been pesky against Allen Iverson as he was in the finals last year.
He's done it defensively, and then at the offensive end of the floor, he has broken down the Philly defense.
And 6 assists for Tyronn Lue, but he's 1 personal away from disqualification. With under 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, the lead is 11.
Sundays.
Second half of 16 points.
Well, Hamilton comes into this game only shooting 39% for the year, but he is the team's 2nd leading scorer. Now he has at least 3 breakaways out in the open floor in transition, but tonight he's been terrific off the dribble in that 12 to 18-foot game. He has been in that painted area, Dick, open, doing a great job on curls, and then knocking down and shooting a high percentage.
Well, this crowd is dumbfounded. It is a silent crowd. For a while they got into it when the Sixers came back and made a run, but the Wizards now with 3:53 to go
is taking a struggling team to life at home, all right, and coming in and just thinking that they're going to turn it on. Unfortunately for them, the second half, they've not been able to do that.
Aaron McKee driving to the basket. And no, a 3-second violation is called.
Yep. Leitner was down inside helping the referees count down.
3-second violation. So Larry Brown has to be really puzzled at the Sixer effort. They have turned it over 20 times tonight. unaccustomed as they are to that kind of performance.
Well, in the NBA, you're trying to keep your turnovers anywhere between 14 and 15.
Here is Lou.
Nice.
Finds the space. Haywood getting the offensive rebound and a crucial new clock for the Wizards with 3:15 to go. And Brendan Haywood calls a timeout with 3:14 to go.
Defense. Philly not getting great looks at the basket. Washington has done an excellent job in trapping Iverson and forcing him to give the ball up and then forcing him into bad areas on the floor.
3 minutes remaining in regulation. The pick and roll. Haywood to Jordan.
Nice pass.
Reverse layup, draws the foul. That's all Michael wanted on that one.
Great pass by Haywood. Now, right now, Haywood is just trying to feel his way around. He's not forcing any shots. Just watch as he cuts to the basket here. Keep a look to the right. Michael moving without the ball. Delivered the pass perfectly.
Minutes to go, and this is where Michael has thrived, but he's fine. AOL keyword NBA All-Star and cast your ballot. Well, Jordan makes 1 out of 2, and the Wizards lead by 12, their biggest lead of the game. Under 3 minutes to go, Iverson. Harpring fighting for the loose ball, but it comes down into Jordan's hands. Michael Jordan leading Haywood. Loose ball, Haywood recovers.
Plenty of time here. Plenty of time. Run the clock. Play smart basketball.
Jordan with 30 points. He has the ball now, guarded by Matt Harpring. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Jordan, and McKee gets the rebound. 12 points. Wizards in front. Looking for their 4th one of the year. Harpring nails a 3 from the corner. And Harpring now with 13 points. That is the 8th three-pointer for the Sixers tonight. And it brings them to within 9. Hamilton with Lou. Lou playing with 5 fouls and under 2 minutes to go in the 4th. Hamilton looking for Jordan. He wants it. The double team. Leitner behind the back to Haywood. And no call yet. And they said last touch by the Sixers with 3 on the shot clock.
Bad pass by Leitner. No way was Haywood going to catch that pass. It's a beautiful wraparound, except for one thing. The big guy's moving to the backcourt. Keep an eye on this now. Leitner goes behind his back right there. You can see that the defense, Iverson got his hand in there to knock it away.
Very risky.
Oh, that would have been a tough catch.
3 on the clock. Jordan fall away at the buzzer, and here comes McKee. He's got Harpring and Iverson. Iverson driving in his foul.
Yeah, you need a score.
And if that's against Lou, and we'll check to see, that would be a 6th. And it is. Teron Lou is fouled out of the game. The crowd will cheer that event. So Lou, who has been a thorn in Allen Iverson's side, has fouled out, having scored 9 points and 7 assists.
They're anxious. They want the clock to move quickly. They've had few
fouled out. And here's Iverson. And Iverson now with 38 points, matching the season's high. It's a 7-point lead.
Yeah, Doug is going with all of his ball handlers and his high percentage foul shooters right now. Now they'll spread the court here. Main thing is to stay out of the trap.
Here's Whitney at the point. Whitney penetrating to Leitner. 9 on the shot clock. And here is Whitney with a long-range shot.
Come on, Philly. You got a shot here. Now you got a good chance.
And Iverson coming back. So the Wizards, after all of that setup, and throwing the ball away, Iverson into the hands of Jordan and Hamilton. How many times has he done that ahead of the field tonight? 4 to be exact. He's got 26.
The Iverson wanted a foul, but he never ran back on defense.
That's a 2 by McKee, and it's 90 to 83. The lead is 7 with 1 minute remaining in the 4th. Can the Wizards hold on the road against the defending NFC East champions? No foul call on Leitner, who was mugged in center court.
He really was mugged, and he's laughing. But the main thing is that he did not lose the basketball.
5 on the shot clock, roughing into the game, and Jordan will fire it up short. Jordan wants to hit the clincher so badly you can taste it. And here comes McKee driving to the basket against Leitner, and Ruffin will tip it in with under a half a minute to go. It is a 5-point game, the Wizards in front.
Still time here right now.
And there is Leitner fouled by Allen Iverson.
You got to go for the quick foul. Stop the clock. Clock management. Can't let him run the clock out
And
there.
finally, Iverson forced to foul Chris Whitney. 81% on the year is Whitney, who makes good on the first. And the lead is 6. So the Wizards' effort against the Cleveland Cavaliers, they lost by 19 points. But tonight against the Sixers, they've come out and looked impressive. 92-85, and here is Iverson fighting for the offensive rebound and tips it in finally. Season's high for Iverson of 40.
Come on now. The main thing right now is you cannot get lackadaisical. You cannot get lackadaisical when you're passing. You've got to shorten the passing range right now, but you cannot let them make a steal.
And Claxton fouling Richard Hamilton.
Before the game, but the key, which we said at the top, no bench production. Can they continue the rest of the year and run a good average and then play playoff time? But that's $4 million should allow them to pick up a quality player somewhere along the line.
And a huge win for the Wizards, and Doug Collins, a rare smile on his face as he applauds his team. If he was concerned about effort, he got it tonight in spades from the Washington Wizards, who, having lost 9 out of 10, have upset the defending Eastern Conference champions by a score of 94-87. Let's send it out to Craig Sager.
Well, Michael, after going 1-9 the last 10, your coach was upset. You said the team stinks. Why was Yoder so much better tonight?
I just think the guys took the responsibility of just coming out and playing hard. I mean, if we play like this in Cleveland, we may have a better chance of winning. But I think that was embarrassing. I think the guys felt that, and we felt we can have a better effort. And we came in here and just basically played sound basketball. We stuck together, played solid defense, got good shots, helped each other out. Next thing you know, we got to win.
This is the first time all year you've had Tyrone Lue and also Brendan Hayward on the floor together with you. We saw what a difference they can make tonight. How will that change this team?
Well, they're 2 young kids. I think it's going to help this franchise a whole lot. Once they get adjusted to, playing within, Doug's system, I think that's going to help us. Brendan gives us a big size, shot block in the back, good rebounding. As you can see, Ty Lue's going to penetrate. He's going to play solid defense, and he hit some big shots for us tonight.
I mentioned your tendonitis at the beginning of the show. I know you don't make it excuses, but you've been icing it all day, stem treatment, anti-inflammatories. Is it going to get better?
I hope so. I mean, that's what tendonitis is all about. I mean, I probably got to stay off of it for some time, but, knowing me, I probably won't stay off of it, and I'm just going to come out and keep, if it feels good, I'm going to play. If it doesn't feel good, then I have to sit out.
After this big win on the road, Charles Barkley wants to know if the NBA will let us add some more Wizard games.
I don't know. If we play like tonight, I'd love to be on TV, but if we play like in Cleveland, I wouldn't want to watch us.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's go back to Dick and Ewing.
What a